Hey, what's going on, everybody? It is Coach Matt over here at EliteThrowsCoaching.com, Primal Athlete Training Center, Cranston, Rhode Island. Please excuse my stuffy nose. It's our first really warm day in a while, and my allergies have decided to act up. So, gonna try to get through this without, coughing or wheezing or hacking away here. Just excuse the very nasally, more than normal, nasally tone to my voice. So today, for this Technique Tuesday video, we are going to start to talk about what happens in the back of the circle. A couple weeks ago, we talked more about the South African position, talked about driving across the circle, going down the backward 7, kind of tracing that backward 7, or driving down the left sector line for right-handed throwers. And today we need to talk about how to get into that South African position. So in today's video, I want to go through just some of the basic steps of what we need to occur in the back of the circle so that we can transition into a good 9 o'clock drop position, a good South African position, when we actually take the full throw. Now the things to remember, just to go back to many weeks ago, all of the positions that we practice in these videos are actual positions that need to occur in the full throw. So your standing throw position, your power position, needs to appear in your full throw. So for example, if you are at practice and your standing throw position looks great, where you're coming through and everything looks great, and then you take a slow motion video of your full throw and your power position looks like this, where none of your weight is over the right foot, you're way too wide open, you know you're doing something wrong. So we need that to occur. When we take a slow motion video of you throwing at a track meet, you need to have a power position in the full throw that resembles your power position when you're taking a warm-up throw, when you're taking a practice throw. So these parts of the circle, the mirror turn, the South African, needs to exist. If you take like an old slow motion video of Mac Wilkins, if you just go to YouTube and try to find a slow motion video or just try to pause it, one of his full throws, you will notice that as he turns out of the back of the circle and he's getting ready to drive across that circle, he's in that 9 o'clock drop position. He's in that South African position. It's there. So what you need to do is try to make these positions that we've been talking about appear in your full throw. So let's work backwards. The last position we talked about was that 9 o'clock drop position where you're getting ready to drive across the circle, sprint across that circle into zero support. So let's take a look at what actually occurs in the South African. The first thing is we are low. So we're low on this left leg. The reason why we're low on the left leg is simple. In order to bound across that circle, we need to extend the bent leg. Think of it like jumping. You can't jump on a straight leg. You're essentially sprinting across that circle and you're coming across in that South African, in that 9 o'clock drop position. You need to explode, boom, explode off that left leg for a right-handed thrower. So if your leg's not bent, you can't explode. The other thing that we're seeing is that all of our weight is shifted onto that left leg. So all of our weight is on our left side. That way, again, we can explode off of that left leg. So the left leg is bent and we're low on the left. All of our weight is on the left. And the other thing that you notice is that we have this long right leg. The long right leg is going to aid us in driving or sprinting across that circle. So if those three things are what need to happen to make a good South African or a good 9 o'clock drop position, when we take a throw from that position in practice, what do you think needs to happen in the back of the circle when we're setting up? Well, we need to get our weight shifted onto the left, we need to be low on the left, and we need to have that long right leg. Because remember, when we turn out of the back of the circle, we are essentially turning into the 9 o'clock drop position. So here's what it looks like. And again, we're going to go through this over the next few weeks, but this is how it starts. Okay, the first thing that we want to do is we want to pull back and go. One of my biggest pet peeves is in the discus, and that's when athletes start in the back of the circle and they just go back and forth and back and forth and back and forth, and they never throw. Well, what happens? When you get into this position, you have athletes that just go back and forth, they're teaching themselves, they're telling themselves that it's a circular motion. Most of the time, they are on straight legs. There's barely any bend in their legs. And the other thing that's happening is a lot of times they're going up and down like a letter U. You got this letter U thing going on where they're down and up, down and up. And what does that lead to? As they come out and go to turn, instead of staying low on the left and pushing off the right, they're actually standing up as they go into the 9 o'clock drop. So they're extending their leg. You can't do a 9 o'clock drop with the leg fully extended. That's not how it works. So we need to make sure to stay low on the left. That's why I want to see my athletes just pull back and go. No dancing in the back of the circle. Get your feet set. 1, 2, and stay low and go. So instead of doing the up and down, the bouncing, that letter U kind of thing, stay low and go. That way we are low on the left. The other thing that we want to do is we want to actively push off this right foot and allow that pushing to get our weight over the left. So we're not just going to quickly just spin around and pirouette. We're going to stay low and we're going to push our weight, push our body onto that left side. Push the body onto the left side. So we're not just spinning and pirouetting really quickly. We're actually turning and pushing with the right, pushing our body weight over that left side. That way, just like the South African, our weight is on our left. The other thing that does is it gets us to extend the right leg and get the right leg outside of the circle. You may have heard me describe this a lot, almost like a golf club, where the foot is coming out in front of the body and staying low to the ground, almost like you're trying to kick a golf ball off of a tee. So let's go back. As you set up in the back of the circle, the first thing we do, we get our footing. We get low. Forward, backward, and then we push off the right. We're low on the left. We're shifting our weight on the left, and then we push to get ourselves into that position. Now, let's imagine that you are a coach. You're standing on the side of the cage, and I'm one of your athletes in the back of the circle. This is what it will look like. We're low. Upper body is not slouched over, so we never want to be here. We want to keep the upper body nice and tall, nice and upright, good posture. We're going to pull back, stay low, and turn. And look what position we're in. We're low on the left, our weight is on the left, and we're able to drive. The way that you put this into practice is very simple. It's a drill that we like to do. Rather than go from the 9 o'clock drop right into the back of the circle, we'll have our athletes turn out of the back of the circle, stop in that 9 o'clock position, and then drive. This is what it looks like. They'll start nice and low, good posture, forward, backward, turn, stop. Forward, backward, South African, and throw. That way we can kind of make bridges, like bridge the gap, so to speak, between the back of the circle and the South African, that 9 o'clock position. Okay, let me show it one more time. So we'll go forward, we'll stay nice and low, good posture, good bend in the legs, forward, backward, turn, forward, backward, South African, right through the circle. It's a great way to kind of bridge the gap. Show them that one leads into the other. I've seen way too much of this over the years where an athlete has a beautiful South African out of the back, and then they do their full turn and it's just pirouette, sprint, spin around, and none of the positions appear in their full throw. Your goal as a coach, which is very doable nowadays with smartphones and different apps that you can buy like Coach's Eye, Uber Sense, even the new iPhones have slow motion video. Take slow motion video of your athletes and show them if the positions do not appear in their full throw, show them that they do not appear, make sure they understand, and then get them to hit those positions when they take their full throw. All right, that just about does it for this week. Next week, we're going to do some drills to get you out of the back of the circle, some drills to help you get your weight on your left, stay nice and low, and get a nice long right leg so that you can get into that beautiful 9 o'clock position and drive across that circle. Make sure to check out EliteThrowsCoaching.com. We have some camps coming up, which are really, really great. Next one is actually Saturday, April 11th, which is this Saturday, Wareham High School, Wareham, Massachusetts. Come check us out if you're in the area, really cheap. Just click the links down below the video, and we'll talk to you soon.